Hey friends, so this is part 2 of the astrological view on the midlife crisis. I've shared about Uranus in the birth chart being squared or receiving a square from Uranus in transit around 40 years of age. You can look at that if you're interested to learn more about that. So around our 40s, we experience and undergo a period in our personal development that needs some review, maybe by ourselves, and maybe we need to adjust and the course of the rest of our life. Another transit that is also very important in that case is when the Neptune, or the placement of Neptune in our birth chart, receives a square of the Neptune in transit. Now, I have my notes with me because Neptune confusion is just around the corner. You know how that goes. So I'm gonna try to keep it as clear as I can. Bear with me. So generally speaking, of course, Neptune is our need to experience oneness, to dissolve, to experience that we're part of a bigger whole, have a spiritual experience. We have divine inspiration through Neptune, if we're lucky. We can also dissolve in a way of running from things. So through addiction, for example, but also procrastination, also getting into a fantasy world, and maybe also with the risk of getting lost in that fantasy world. So that's important to be mindful of. So when Neptune squares Neptune, it receives a square of its own nature. Now, squares in transit always are a call for action. So it's required to put some energy into it. Not always easy. It can feel like without your own wrongdoing or without your own guilt, circumstances are punishing you for something. That's extreme, but it can happen. In the larger sense of the word, it is a confrontation of our letting go of the attachment of with the ego. And I'm gonna elaborate a little bit more on that. So by knowing what we are not, we can safely dissolve into oneness. Now, you know that I practice yoga and I study Vedic teachings. So there's this beautiful saying that is called Neti Neti, which is a reference to we're not this and we're not this. Everything that is impermanent, that is perceived by the senses, is that's not who we really are, let's say. So there's a witness behind all of that. And by experiencing things, the experiencer is born, right? That's Nisargadatta Maharaj. I really love his work. So a square between Neptune in transit and Neptune in the birth chart is a confrontation of where are we attached to identification of the ego, hence clinging to bodily life, transitional circumstances such as status, age, relationships, physical and mental health, financial wealth. And can we see ourselves as a vital component of that bigger whole, and therefore experience ourselves as that big, vast, pulsating force of life without losing it, basically. So and therefore are we ready to step into our spiritual experience in a safe way, without getting attached to the high of it, right? It's always, it's safe on, well, you know, I practice yoga. It's safe on the yoga mat. It's safe in the church banks. It's safe in the temple. It's safe everywhere. Those are safe spaces. But are we able to also engage in daily life and put it into practice in a way that it serves all the realms of life? Because it's all one, really, right? So this is a big part of that thing that we can experience as a crisis that happens around our 40s. I'll get into the third chapter in due time. I hope you've enjoyed this. If you want to comment and converse about this, please do. I'm never able to be complete. Of course, I'm also still learning, and I will be for many lifetimes. So don't shy away of commenting and talking to me about it. I like that. So I'll see you then or some other time. Bye.